A man who could make a cricket ball dance like magic, who dated one of the world's most beautiful actresses, who built a $50 million empire from pure talent, and who had 3 children who adored him. He sends his final text message to his children. "Love you guys, see you." 23 minutes later, he's found dead in his luxury villa. No struggle, no robbery, no suicide note, just cricket's greatest legend, worth $50 million, lying motionless at age 52. What you're about to discover will shock you, inspire you, and maybe even break your heart a little. Because Shane Warne wasn't just a cricket legend. He was a walking contradiction who lived 10 lifetimes in 5 decades. So hit that subscribe button right now, because this is the complete, unfiltered story of what really happened to the king of spin. And trust me, you've never heard it told like this before. June 4, 1993. Old Trafford Cricket Ground in England. 90,000 people packed the stadium. A blonde kid from Melbourne was about to bowl his first ball in English cricket. The commentators barely knew his name. The crowd was restless. Nobody expected what happened next. Mike Gatting, one of England's best batsmen, stood ready at the crease. He had faced the world's greatest bowlers and scored thousands of runs. This Australian kid looked like just another spinner he could easily handle. Shane Warne marked his run-up. 22 yards of green pitch separated him from immortality. He ran up with that distinctive action. Not fast, not particularly smooth, but with deadly intent. The ball left his hand with a perfect flick of the wrist. What happened next defied physics. The red leather ball pitched a full foot outside leg stump. Any normal delivery from that line would have missed the stumps by miles. But this wasn't normal. The ball gripped the pitch, spun viciously through the air, and curved like a guided missile straight into the off stump. Gatting's mouth dropped open. His bat was nowhere near the ball. The crowd erupted in disbelief. Even the umpires looked confused. In 22 years of international cricket, nobody had ever seen anything like it. They called it the ball of the century. In one moment, Shane Warne announced himself to the world. Cricket would never be the same. But this was just the beginning of a story that would end in tragedy 29 years later. But here's what most people don't know about Shane Warne's incredible journey to greatness. He wasn't born to be a cricket star. In fact, his early story is one of rejection, failure, and almost giving up entirely. Shane Keith Warne was born on September 13, 1969, in the beachside suburb of Black Rock, Melbourne. His father Keith worked as an accountant, originally from Germany. His mother Brigitte came from Austria. The Warne household was middle class, hard-working, but nothing suggested they would produce one of cricket's greatest legends. Young Shane was overweight, stood out for all the wrong reasons, and had an addiction to McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken. He spent most afternoons playing video games, or watching TV instead of practicing sports. His dream wasn't cricket, it was playing Australian rules football for his beloved St Kilda Saints. At age 13, when most future cricket stars are already showing promise, Shane barely cared about the sport. He preferred batting to bowling and wasn't particularly good at either. His school coaches wrote damaging reports about his attitude and fitness. One infamous assessment called him fat, lazy, and unfit for competitive sport. But Shane had something that couldn't be taught. Incredibly strong, unusually long fingers that could grip a cricket ball like a vice. When he did occasionally bowl, something magical happened. The ball would spin more than anyone expected. It would bounce different. It confused batsmen who had been playing for years. His breakthrough came at the Australian Cricket Academy, but even there, he was nearly dropped multiple times. Coaches struggled with his weight, his attitude, and his lack of conventional technique. Several times they considered sending him home to Melbourne. The turning point came when coach Terry Jenner, himself a former leg spinner, saw something special in Warne's unorthodox style. Jenner became his mentor, teaching him not just how to spin the ball but how to think like a bowler. More importantly, he taught Warne that his greatest weapon wasn't his arm or his wrist, it was his mind. Warne's Test debut in 1992, against India, was a disaster that almost ended his career before it started. He bowled 45 overs, took just 1 wicket, and conceded 100. The Indian batsman treated him like a club-level spinner. Cricket writers called for him to be dropped immediately. The selectors had serious doubts, but something happened during that series that changed everything. Warne studied the Indian batsman obsessively. He watched videos, analyzed their techniques, identified their weaknesses. By the end of the tour he wasn't just bowling, he was hunting. The breakthrough came in Sri Lanka later that year. On spinning pitches that suited his style, Warne took his first 5-wicket haul. But more importantly, he discovered his ability to read batsmen's minds, to set traps, to make them play shots they didn't want to play. Then came that magical ball to Gatting in England. But what viewers didn't see was the preparation. Warne had studied Gatting for months. He knew exactly where the English batsman liked to score runs. He knew his weaknesses. That ball of the century wasn't luck. It was the result of meticulous planning and extraordinary skill coming together at the perfect moment. What made Shane Warne different from every other spin bowler in history wasn't just his skill, it was his extraordinary cricket brain. He approached the game like a chess master, thinking 5 moves ahead of every batsman he faced. Warne didn't just bowl, he hunted. He studied batsmen like a detective studying a crime scene. He watched videos for hours, analyzing every shot, every movement, every weakness. He knew which batsmen got nervous when they hadn't scored for a while. He knew who struggled against certain types of delivery. He knew who could be intimidated, and who needed to be outsmarted. His arsenal of deliveries seemed to defy the laws of physics. The leg break spun from leg to off stump. The googly went the opposite way, fooling batsmen, who thought they had read the delivery. The flipper skidded through low and fast, trapping batsmen on the back foot. The slider went straight on when batsmen expected spin. And then there was the mysterious zooter, a delivery that dipped and bounced unpredictably, which even today, cricket experts can't fully explain. But Warne's real weapon was psychological warfare. He was cricket's master manipulator. He would smile at batsmen before getting them out. He would congratulate them on good shots, then dismiss them with the very next ball. He planted seeds of doubt in their minds, making them question every decision they made. His battles with individual batsmen became legendary contests. Against South Africa's Daryl Cullinan, Warne took 12 wickets in just 7 innings, reducing one of the world's best batsmen to a nervous wreck. Cullinan later admitted that Warne lived in his head for years, affecting his sleep and his confidence. The England series became his specialty. English batsmen seemed particularly vulnerable to his psychological game. In the 1993 Ashes series, he took 34 wickets and demolished England's batting order. In 1994-95, he took 27 wickets. The 2005 Ashes series, despite Australia losing, saw Warne take 40 wickets in one of the greatest individual performances in cricket history. What separated Warne from other great bowlers was his ability to perform under extreme pressure. When Australia needed a breakthrough, when the match was slipping away, when conventional bowling wasn't working, that's when Warne became unstoppable. He thrived on the big moments, the crucial wickets, the match-winning spells. His captaincy of Rajasthan Royals in the first Indian Premier League proved his tactical genius extended beyond just bowling. With one of the cheapest squads in the tournament, Warne led them to the championship through pure strategic brilliance. He turned unknown Indian players into match winners, and proved that his understanding of cricket was deeper than anyone realized. By the time he finished his international career in 2007, the numbers were staggering: 708 test wickets in 104 matches, making him the second highest wicket-taker in cricket history. 47 5-wicket hauls, 10 10-wicket match figure. But statistics don't capture his match-winning ability or the fear he struck into the hearts of the world's best batsmen. Cricket made Warne famous, but smart business decisions and calculated risks made him incredibly wealthy. By the time of his death, conservative estimates put his total career earnings at over $50 million, a fortune built through multiple income streams that most athletes never explore. Warne earned millions in match fees, win bonuses, and performance incentives during his 15-year international career. But his real money came from endorsements. Major brands like Nike, Toyota, and Advanced Hair Studio paid him millions to be there. His blonde hair and confident smile sold everything from cars to hair transplant treatments. After retiring, Warne's real money-making began. Television networks around the world competed desperately for his services. Fox Sports in Australia reportedly paid him over $2 million per year. Sky Sports in England offered similar amounts. His unique combination of cricket knowledge, controversial opinions, and natural charisma made him television gold. Warne was smarter with money than people realized. He owned multiple properties across Australia and the United Kingdom. His Melbourne mansion was worth several $1 million. His London apartment in an exclusive area commanded high rental income when he wasn't using it. What shocked many people was discovering how good Warne was at poker. He wasn't just a celebrity player having fun, he was genuinely skilled enough to compete professionally. His tournament winnings exceeded $400,000. And he regularly played in high-stakes cash games around the world. Professional poker players respected his strategic mind and ability to read opponents, skills directly transferred from cricket. Warne invested in restaurants, nightclubs, and various entertainment businesses. He was part owner of several establishments in Melbourne and had stakes in multiple ventures across Australia. Some succeeded spectacularly, others failed, but his diversified approach protected his overall wealth. The transformation from overweight teenager to international heartthrob was carefully planned and expensive. Warne spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on his appearance. Hair transplants, teeth whitening, personal trainers, stylists, and cosmetic procedures all contributed to his marketable image. He understood that in the modern world, athletes need to be brands, not just performers. This attention to image paid off handsomely. Warne became one of the most recognizable faces in world sport. His endorsement deals often had clauses requiring him to maintain his appearance, attend specific events, and project a certain lifestyle. The blonde hair, the earring, the confident swagger, every element was designed to maintain his commercial value. In 2010, Shane Warne's already colorful life took a Hollywood turn when he met Elizabeth Hurley. She wasn't just any actress, she was one of the world's most photographed women. Famous for her relationship with Hugh Grant, her successful modeling career, and her status as a global sex symbol. Their first meeting happened at a charity event in London, through mutual friends. The attraction was immediate and electric. Here was the cricket bad boy from Melbourne meeting the sophisticated English actress and model. Nobody expected them to become one of the most talked about couples of the decade. Within weeks, they were inseparable. Warne flew Hurley to Australia on his private jet to meet his children, a massive step that showed how serious he was about the relationship. Hurley, who had never shown interest in cricket, suddenly became a regular at matches, cheering Warne from the commentary box, and learning the rules of the game. The paparazzi went absolutely crazy. Every date was front-page news. Every vacation was documented. Every public appearance was analyzed by celebrity magazines around the world. The contrast between them fascinated the media. The rough around the edges Australian sportsman, and the polished English rose. In 2011, after a whirlwind romance, Warne proposed. The engagement ring was spectacular, a stunning blue sapphire surrounded by diamonds, reportedly worth over $100,000. The proposal happened during a romantic getaway, and Hurley's excitement was genuine and infectious. Hurley brought out a side of Warne that many people had never seen. She introduced him to high society, theater premieres, charity galas, and cultural events. Warne, who was more comfortable in sports bars than opera houses, embraced this new world with enthusiasm. They attended red carpet events together, posed for fashion magazines, and became regulars at exclusive restaurants and clubs. The relationship wasn't just for show. Friends of both described genuine affection and compatibility. Hurley often spoke publicly about how Warne had taught her to appreciate cricket's tactical complexity. Warne credited Hurley with expanding his cultural horizons and encouraging his charitable work. They traveled the world together, luxury holidays in exotic locations, visits to film sets where Hurley was working, cricket tours where she supported his commentary career. Their social media was filled with romantic photos and loving messages to each other, but the intense media scrutiny created enormous pressure. British tabloids followed their every move. Australian media dissected their relationship daily. Privacy became impossible. Simple dinner dates required security planning. Even family events with Warne's children became media circuses. The long-distance nature of their careers added another challenge. Hurley's acting commitments kept her in London and Los Angeles. Warne's commentary work required travel around the world during cricket season. Maintaining intimacy across time zones and continents proved increasingly difficult. In December 2013, after nearly 3 years together, they announced their separation. The statement was diplomatic, mentioning the difficulty of coordinating busy schedules and the pressure of constant media attention. Both emphasized they remained friends, and spoke fondly of their time together. The breakup made headlines around the world. Fans of both celebrities expressed disappointment. The relationship had seemed genuine and loving, making its end particularly sad for observers who had invested emotionally in their romance. Despite all his fame and relationships, Shane Warne's most important role was being a dad to his 3 children, Brooke, Jackson, and Summer. Born during his marriage to Simone Callahan, these kids remained the center of his world. Warne often said becoming a father changed everything for him. Despite his crazy lifestyle and constant travel, he made huge efforts to be present for school events, sports matches, and family celebrations. His social media was full of proud father moments, birthdays, graduations, and simple family dinner. Brooke, his eldest, became a social media influencer. Jackson showed promise in Australian football, the sport his dad originally wanted to play. Summer, the youngest, was Warne's princess, and inherited his competitive spirit. The co-parenting relationship with ex-wife Simone wasn't always smooth, but both parents put their children first. Despite their divorce and various reconciliation attempts, they maintained stability for their kids. But Warne's life wasn't perfect. Several controversies threatened to destroy his reputation. 1998. The bookie scandal. Warne was fined for accepting money from an Indian bookmaker for pitch and weather information. No match fixing was proven, but it damaged his reputation. 2003. The drug ban. Warne tested positive for a banned substance before the Cricket World Cup. He claimed his mother gave him diet pills without knowing they contained banned drugs. He was suspended for 12 months, missing the World Cup in his home country. Ball tampering. Various accusations of ball tampering, including the famous dirt in the pocket incident, created controversy throughout his career. Personal scandals. Multiple alleged affairs were splashed across tabloid newspapers, creating stress for his family and sometimes overshadowing his cricket achievements. Despite these controversies, cricket fans mostly forgave Warne. They saw his flaws as making him more human rather than perfect. His ability to bounce back and keep performing at the highest level actually enhanced his reputation for mental toughness. After retiring in 2007, Warne found new success as a cricket commentator. His work with Fox Sports and Sky Sports was universally praised. He had a natural ability to explain complex cricket situations in simple terms, while keeping viewers entertained. Warne's commentary style was unique. He combined technical expertise with humor and genuine passion for the game. He wasn't afraid to criticize current players or selectors when he thought they were wrong. His opinions carried weight, because of his incredible achievements. He remained involved in cricket, coaching in T20 competitions, and providing advice to teams worldwide. Many believed he could have been a successful international coach, but he preferred media work because it gave him flexibility to spend time with his children. The final chapter of Shane Warne's life began with what should have been a relaxing vacation in Thailand. In March 2022, he traveled to Koh Samui with friends for a boys' trip. They stayed at a luxury villa, planning to relax, play poker, and enjoy some downtime away from media attention. Warne had been posting on social media, sharing photos of the beautiful location, and seeming to enjoy himself. But those close to him later revealed he had been worried about his health, and experienced some symptoms in the weeks before his death. On the afternoon of March 4, 2022, Warne told his friends he was going to take a short nap before dinner. When they went to check on him several hours later, they found him unresponsive in his room. Despite immediate attempts to save him an emergency medical treatment, Shane Warne was pronounced dead at age 52. The cause was a massive heart attack. Thai police found no suspicious circumstance. News of Warne's death sent shockwaves around the globe. Cricket grounds fell silent, flags were lowered, tributes poured in from every corner of the world. His children were devastated, releasing a statement calling him Dad, their hero, their everything. The Australian Prime Minister ordered a state funeral. Cricket Australia retired his Test number 23 forever. The Melbourne Cricket Ground renamed a stand the Shane Warne Stand in his honour. What made his death particularly tragic was that he seemed to have so much left to give. At 52, he was at the peak of his commentary career. His children were at ages where they could truly appreciate their relationship with him.
He had found balance in his life, and had plans for the future. Shane Warne's story is one of extraordinary talent, meeting extraordinary opportunity, complicated by very human flaws. He was never perfect, he made mistakes, faced controversies, and sometimes let people down. But he was authentic in a way many public figures are not. His cricket achievements alone guaranteed him immortality: 7 on 8 test wickets, countless match-winning performances, and the ability to make cricket balls do impossible things. But it was his personality and genuine love for cricket that made him truly special. The $50 million fortune was impressive, but it never defined him. The celebrity relationships added glamour, but they weren't what made him legendary. His role as a devoted father was incredibly important to him, but it was just one part of a complex life. What defined Shane Warne was his ability to perform magic on a cricket field, and make everyone believe magic was possible. He inspired a generation of spin bowlers. He showed that cricket could be both art and science, requiring physical skill, intellectual brilliance, and psychological understanding. Brooke, Jackson, and Summer Warne inherited not just their father's fortune, but his legacy of excellence, determination, and the belief that life should be lived fully without regret. Here's what the media won't tell you about Shane Warne's final days. He knew something was wrong. Friends revealed he had been experiencing chest pains and shortness of breath for weeks before his death. He had been planning to see a doctor when he returned from Thailand. The man who seemed invincible on the cricket field was actually struggling with his health. Years of high-stress lifestyle, occasional smoking, and the pressure of constant public scrutiny had taken their toll on his heart. But even knowing he wasn't feeling well, Warne chose to spend his final days doing what he loved, relaxing with friends, playing poker, and enjoying life. In a way, it was perfectly Shane Warne, living life on his own terms right until the end. Shane Warne's sudden death at 52 is a wake-up call for all of us. Here was a man with everything: money, fame, beautiful relationships, and 3 children who adored him. Yet his heart gave out when he least expected it. If this story shocked you, if it made you think about what really matters in life, then smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell right now. Share this video with someone who needs to hear that life is precious and unpredictable. What part of Shane Warne's incredible story surprised you most? His secret health struggles? The $50 million empire? His romance with Elizabeth Hurley? Let me know in the comments below. Remember, legends like Shane Warne teach us that greatness comes with a price, but also that life should be lived boldly and without regret. Don't wait for tomorrow to chase your dreams, or tell people you love them. The king of spin may be gone, but his message lives on. Make every moment count, because you never know when your last ball will be bowled. Subscribe now, and join the thousands who refuse to let legends like Shane Warne be forgotten, because some stories are too important to miss.